Okay, my friends, I don't have the bright lights on this morning, but I think you can see why. I love the rainbows. Now, I went back in my journals a ways. I was looking at April, and I discovered something I had quite forgotten about, and it's a little series. And the first one is called ET's 101, and that's pretty funny, so I thought I'd record it. But the first line of it refers to the previous journal. So this one has an interesting title. It's called Who is Channeling Whom? Let's find out what it's about. These things come through me, not from me. And so I don't have much recall at all once they're written. This is from, April 29th, 2010, the first one of that day. And the Mayan day was 12 Reed. All right. Tears grace my face again this morning as I attempt to say my two very simple morning prayers. Well, it is actually the dedication of the day one that so often lately touches me this way. This time I didn't even manage to get the first words out, Prime Creator, before being so deeply moved. With this prayer, I begin each day and each night, and it's amazing. It's not something I read anywhere, but rather something that arose from this heart. Let me share it with you. It's just 2 or 3 sentences. Prime Creator, I dedicate, consecrate, and offer this day, this life, this all unto you. My every thought, word, deed, feeling, and emotion, body, mind, soul, spirit, all that I am, across all time, space, dimensions, and densities whatsoever. Take it and me, and make us thine and thee. Thine and thee in conscious awareness. Now, it's not the words, of course, it's coming from heart that makes it special. But there it is. The words themselves are not fancy. The heart feeling flowing through them is. You know, it's interesting that I've been saying this prayer for years now, and I loved it, and I meant it and all. But it's only lately that it appears that Prime Creator is answering back. Geez, words are pathetic items when seeking to convey such things. Let me try that again. Source always answers. That's a duh, and that's not what I meant. I've noticed for those years that I've been saying this prayer, the difference it made when I would not remember to consecrate me and my day in this way. With eyes open, it's possible to see and to note these things. The ability grows on you. But continuing, to me, the words Prime Creator denote God in the highest, the ultimate, beyond conception, the all that is. Thus, I never really expected him, her, it, words again, to answer directly. So it was with some amazement that I journaled it when this first happened, sometime last year, maybe earlier this one. I get time all mixed up. Ho ho. As usual, centered in heart, I began the prayer, lifted up the first words, and then bam, there was this big love response enfolding me. It stopped me in my tracks, I can tell you. Quite overwhelmed I was. And I think it may have been a good bit before I could get the rest of those words out. Oh, so special an experience. It doesn't fit into words. So anyway, This has continued, not like that every day, of course, but quite often that when I set out to give this prayer, I'm enfolded in this love, this loving presence, and it's amazing. What's different this morning, though, is that all I did was first place my thought, my heart on Prime Creator, just center down and look in her direction when I jointly melted into tears. And I say jointly because in union both are one. So anyway, it seems I've used a lot of words on this that's not really available to words. What I will say is that this is an application of, a use of will and intent. This is an example of clearly stating one's overall intent. This consecration of each day, each night like this. You'll come up with your own way, of course, as I did. This is but an example. But the words are in the transcript. You can copy them from there if you like. I added some since I wrote this, so I'll have to go back and change the transcript a bit. It morphs over time. So moving on. Can I move on? I'm still so enfolded in this love. Soak it up, my friends. Open eyes, open heart. It comes through. Okay. As I've explained many times, I don't write my journals. They come through me. And I don't fully understand the process either, nor can I tell you the level from which they arise. It is what it is, and I love it, and that's enough. I repeat this here, however, to share with you that I'm going back and retitling a few of the journals now and then. Why is this? Well, I listen to them too. That will amaze many, perhaps, but to me, that's Source speaking, and just because it comes through me doesn't mean I retain it all. So I put a bit of study into what's been said. Don't want to waste it. Anyway, for those who read or listen to each one of these, this is just a heads up that I'll be renaming the one called Cotton Wool Continued, an interrupted journal. Lousy name. It is more appropriately about connecting and reconnecting with the Syrian High Council. So the new name will reflect that. Yes, Syrian, as from the Sirius star system. Anyone can connect with these bright light beings, by the way. I first made contact through my reading of the Patricia Corey trilogy I mention often, the Syrian Revelations. It's a real eye-opener, written by this High Council through Patricia, an excellent scribe or channel. I'll provide links in the transcript. And as I'm sure many of you are familiar with, now that we are awakening in droves, now that our senses are being heightened and dormant ones turned on, how whenever we read or listen to something, we make contact with its source, its origin or energy. That's why you can go back now and read something you may have read years ago and have great and deep experiences where before there was none or little of that. You're open now. So anyway, something like that is what happened to me with